Hey y'all, say y'all. Peace and Palo Santo Sticks. It's your girl, Divinely Lika. Today we're going to do a reading for my Leos, my lovely Leos. We're going to do a love read and see what's going on in love. Then we're also going to tap in with your ancestors just to see what advice they have for you. Understand that all of my readings are time fluid, meaning they may apply to past, present, or future. And flip and switch the roles as they apply to your situation. I may say he talking about a she. I may say she talking about a he. I may say your person talking about you. All right. Understand that I could also be talking about someone who's in your energy. Okay. So take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Divine spirit guides, angels, ancestors, cosmic family of the brightest love, light, healing, and prosperity. Please give me clear and accurate messages for my Leos. Clear and accurate messages for my Leos. Allow me to just tap into the energy of their love life and what's going on in love for my Leos. Block out any interferences as I get these messages across. Protect my crown chakra as I get these messages across. Also protect my third eye chakra. Open up my third eye chakra so I can dive deeper into my intuition and get further clarification of the cards that come out today. Open up my throat chakra so I can accurately interpret the cards that come out today as well, Spirit. Protect my space. Any evil eye being sent my way, return it back to sender magnified and bind it to them. Any evil eye being sent to the way of my collective, to my Leos, please return it back to sender magnified and bind it to them. Thank you so much, Spirit. Ashe. And Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. All right. All right. Clear and accurate messages for my Leos. Clear and accurate messages for my Leos. What's going on in love? Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Okay? So maybe I'm talking to a group of Leos that are in a relationship with somebody. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. Tell me more. The Phoenix. Okay. So it says new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. Okay. So maybe this is actually a situation where you like stop dealing with the person, but like not indefinitely. Like maybe there was actually a separation and not an actual like complete end to a relationship. Because it says new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and change mind. Tell me more, Spirit, about this situation. I don't want to take it because it fell face down, but I'm going to see what it is. It says palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. From my Leos. More from my Leos. Fell face down. All right, it says Cupid's arrow, have faith. I don't want to take it because it fell face down. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize, but I wasn't feeling that one. Please tell me more for Leo. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay, so yeah, I am getting I'm just getting an overall vibe of a breakup that actually came back together. Like there was some type of reconciliation here. Tell me more, Spirit. And if it hasn't, then like if it hasn't came back around, I do see the potential of it coming back around. Either it's going to be with the person that you had an ending with, or it's going to be another person that you already know. And where your relationship like evolves to a next phase. All right. So it says lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. And then we have acts. It says breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. So maybe you guys are currently in a breakup, but there is an opportunity for this to come back together. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more, Spirit, about the situation. Give me more for my Leos. Hell, way too many cards. I ain't doing all that. Tell me more for my Leos. What's going on in love for my Leos? Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. Oh, says stop the pattern. So now I feel a little bit different about this breakup, separate, this axe card. So when I got this axe card, it says breakup, separation, stop the pattern. And I was kind of focused on stop the pattern, like maybe this ain't an old person. Maybe this is somebody he's not supposed to, like he or she isn't supposed to get back with. But I'm getting maybe the pattern is you guys make up and break up a lot. Like 1 minute y'all together, next minute y'all ain't type energy. But the good thing is I do see like this evolving into a new phase. And that's going to come with like growth on both of your ends. But I'm thinking, I feel like right now you guys are actually in the separation stage. Like you guys actually have not rekindled as of yet. But I feel like it's just going to be like an epiphany like this with this lightning bolt card. Like maybe you guys are like separated or broken up and actually been dating other people and aren't happy or fulfilled with these other people. And it just ends up hitting you like a ton of bricks. Like, yo, this is my person. Like the person I'm separated from, that's the person I'm supposed to be with. I can't seem to find the vibe or the feeling that I'm looking for with any other person. Like maybe this person gets you in a way that nobody else understands you, in a way that nobody else understands you. All right. So these two cards kind of just changed shit up a little bit. All right, so the two cards that I just got. I got the runner in codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. And then I have empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. So I will say this. If this is the relationship where one person is an empath and one person is a narcissist, they fit together. Those relationships, they fit together like a puzzle. And why? Is because people who are empaths and are codependent, because we also got that codependent card. People who are, shit, this is not, okay. So this just changed. So, I want to go back to what I said in the beginning where I was saying, like, when I seen this new phase rekindle card, renew, transformation, growth, change mind. Maybe this is with a completely different person. Maybe this has nothing to do with the person that you actually broke up with. Stop the pattern. So now I do feel differently. So the stop the pattern card, when I initially seen the stop the pattern card, I'm like, okay, maybe he or she is not supposed to come back into union with this person. Like maybe you're not supposed to come back into union with this person with this stop the pattern card. And if this is a empath, narcissist, codependent paradigm, this is a relationship where the pattern needs to stop. But it's like, it's a very unhealthy relationship, but it like they fit together so well. Like, and I can speak on this because I've been in one of these relationships. I'm an empath who was in a relationship with a narcissist. And the reason why you guys fit together so well I was a codependent empath in a relationship with a narcissist. The reason why you fit together so well is because people who are empaths and are codependent, they like to help people and give to people. They like to, like, people who are empaths and are codependent, you have a tendency to just overextend yourself all the time. Like, you seem to always care a little bit more than the other person does. You know what I'm saying? You'll go above and beyond for this person. And a narcissist is a person who likes to take. So a empath and a codependent person is a giver. They like to give, and it really comes from a fear of abandonment. Honestly, you both have fears of abandonment. Narcissists, like a lot of these relationships attract like. So something within you, something within the empath or the codependent empath attracted the narcissist, because you guys actually share similar traits. You both have what am I looking for? What am I looking for? The word that I'm looking for. You both have a fear of abandonment, and then you both kind of validate yourself from the people that you deal with. Like, you feel good about yourself. You feel better about yourself if you have a partner, like if you have somebody to be with, and you don't really feel that great about yourself when you don't. Like, you both, there are two people that kind of need each other to validate one another. Now, with a narcissist is a little bit different, because a narcissist, they need to be validated by multiple people. Like, narcissists typically are never really okay with just one person. That's just, like, they always have a wandering eye. In my eyes, I feel like narcissists always have another person in the cut somewhere, because they are somebody who needs their ego to be fed. So when you have a codependent empath who's a giver and is going to give and give so much that they'll actually sacrifice their own self and deplete their own self, it becomes a very, very unhealthy situation. You'll be in a situation where you feel drained or depleted. So this is a situation where you would need to stop the pattern. And maybe the epiphany, this lightning bob, shocking news epiphany, is you coming to the realization, like, damn, I was in a relationship with a narcissist. Like, no matter how much I give this person, it seems like it's never enough. So maybe you come to epiphany about that. And maybe you also come into epiphany about there's actually somebody else that you have a lot of love for. But I just get like this person isn't a brand new person. It's either somebody you already know, or like that's in your energy or something like that. Maybe you know from the past or something like. Tell me more, Spirit. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting once a day. I knew I was getting a second person energy, and I'm happy that I did, because I definitely didn't when I seen this like new phase, rekindle, transformation, happiness, expansion, joy. I just didn't feel like, especially now knowing this was a narcissist and empath paradigm, I was really hoping it wasn't you two coming back together. Spirit is saying that's a hell no. Okay. So another person's in your energy. So you do have an option of your old person and new person. I'm just going to be honest. If you're the empath, if you are the codependent person in this relationship, this is a relationship that will deplete you. You will be drained of your energy being in this relationship. Tell me more, Spirit. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop. I don't want to pull nothing else from this deck. I'm stopping here. And I'm about to move on to another deck. Move on to my other deck. Alright. Divine Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, Cosmic Family of the brightest love, light, healing, and prosperity. Please give me clear and accurate messages for my Leos. Clear and accurate messages for my Leos in regards to their love life. Allow me to just tap into the energy of their love life right now. What is it that they need to know? Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, definitely getting the energy of this. You got to come out. You got to get yourself out of this relationship. If you are someone who's still in this relationship, it's just spirit is saying this ain't it. And honestly, if you are somebody who's like a codependent empath, there's some inner healing that you need to do. But honestly, it could be you can just be the empath in a situation and not actually be codependent at all. The codependent person can be the narcissist, because narcissists are codependent. Narcissists need a person they need people to validate themselves. And they are very much so codependent. Like, they need to be with a person, like, period, point blank. Like, you probably will never see, even if a narcissist seems single, they always got they always have somebody. Like, even if they say they're single, they got somebody. They got somebody who they can lay up with at all times. Like, because they're like people that need their egos fed. So they have to have like a supply. And just in case one supply ain't available, they got to have another one. Like, it's what it is, or they don't feel good about themselves. All right, tell me something about the Leos. I won't flip. Okay. This says meaningful coincidences. Right? Tell me more, Spirit. And maybe I don't know why when I see meaningful coincidence, maybe the coincidence is going to be that the person that you feel like maybe your person, y'all end up breaking up, or like ending both ending up single around the same time, or leaving similar situations. Tell me more, Spirit. Ghosted. So maybe this person ghosted you. Tell me more, Spirit. It says counsel and therapy. And honestly, if you were somebody who dealt with a narcissist, depending on how long you was with them, you actually might need some counseling and therapy. Because that can be such a nerve-wracking, draining relationship. And like, narcissists are people, they lack empathy. So if you're an empath, you're an empath. Wow, yeah. That's why, and that's the reason why empath and narcissist relationships can be so draining for the empath, because you're an empath, meaning you are an empathetic person. Empathy is what you're about. Empathy is what you're about, and narcissists are literally the complete opposite. They really don't feel empathy. They don't have a lot of emotion. So being in a relationship with somebody like that for so long, slow and steady. Being in a relationship with somebody like that for so long, being an empathetic person, and somebody who really can't really reciprocate that type of energy, it can be very, very much so depleting. Like, I've literally come across like stuff where there's actually counseling for people who've dealt with narcissists. It says divine feminine. Okay, boom. Okay, so I don't know why, like, a couple times in this reading I was saying he. Like, I don't know why, because I just felt like I was talking to a masculine. That was just the energy that I got. Like, now, mind you, we do all have a balance of feminine and masculine energy, so it doesn't necessarily mean that this has to be a woman I'm talking about, but I'm going to, like I say, flip and switch the roles. I'm going to apply to that I'm talking to a masculine that is going to be meeting slowly but surely. You're going to be coming to a union with your divine feminine. And that might be the epiphany. Like, you just come to the realization, like, yo, I know who I'm supposed to be with. Like, I know who the hell I'm supposed to be with, for real. All right, tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more, tell me more. And you know what I think people got to do too? Take the time to actually look up narcissism. Like, because it's crazy, because like in my relationship, I remember times calling like my ex a narc. But like, to me, like a narc, I just kind of looked at it like, okay, he got certain narcissistic tendencies. Like, he be gaslighting me. Until I really looked into the traits of a narcissist. And I was like, yo, once I really looked up like the definition of like not even definition, because a definition don't really do you no good. You got to go on YouTube and look it up and have somebody really explain it to you in depth, and it'll really like scream to you how unhealthy it is being in a relationship with a narcissist. It's so much bigger than like, oh, he's a narc. Like, and I used to say it like just on some like, it ain't that real, but he loves me or whatever else. So it's, in my head, it was just like, okay, he's a narc, he whatever. Until I really realized what a narcissist is, like who they are on a soul level. And I'm like, bro, I was literally never going to grow. There was never anything going to come of this situation. I was going to keep going through the same cycles over and over and over again with this person. Because narcissists are not people that really find anything wrong with themselves. And understand, women can be narcissists as well. Ain't never happy, ain't never satisfied. No matter what you do, it just seems like it ain't enough. I mean, you can be the best person they ever met, and it's still not going to be enough, because the reality behind narcissists is they have very, very fragile egos. They're actually very, very weak. It says dark night of the soul. So yeah, maybe this relationship really brought you to a place of like a spiritual awakening. And if you're in a dark night of the soul, it can be a very dark time. It can. Like I've experienced a dark night of the soul. You really don't feel like nothing really makes sense anymore. Like you start wondering like, well, what is my purpose? And even like whatever your typical interests are, it's not as interesting to you anymore. It's like, well, why am I doing this? Is this ever going to turn into what I want it to be? A dark night of the soul can be a very trying time, but I'm getting spiritual awakening, possibly. This relationship brought you to a spiritual awakening. I know mine's did. Tell me more, Spirit, for my Leos. But I'm speaking runner. So the runner came up again. And honestly, when it comes to, so now I feel like the runner is the narcissist. When it comes to a narcissist relationship, they do typically run, especially if you get to really, if you call them on they shit, they'll run. They'll run right into the arms of somebody else and not be the slightest bit like empathetic about it. They can act like it, but they don't really care. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and whoever they run to is not somebody 22. That was my confirmation. 22 on a timer. And whoever they run to is not somebody that wasn't already around. I'm just gonna let you know now. Wasn't somebody who wasn't around. They ain't no brand new person. But what people have to understand, and this is what really messes people up, especially if you're a person who's an empath and you love with all, like, you know, you love with all your heart. And I'm talking about Leos right now. So Leos, you are big lovers. You're very, very loving, compassionate, passionate people. So I can see this relationship really being a lot on you. And I'm just getting it. And I'm getting the energy so heavy as far as narcissist energy. They will ghost you. They will absolutely ghost you. They will absolutely run off to somebody else. And the runner. So I feel like the fact that there's the runner, you're probably the one who does the most. Even if this person has reached it, like you guys have broken up before and this person has reached out to you, more times than not, you're the one who's the chaser. Like, I mean, that's just typically what it is. Like, honestly, if it's an empath and narcissist paradigm, the empath is the one doing most of the chasing. That's just what it is. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. See, a narc will keep you around just to validate themselves. Not because they just love you so much, but just to validate themselves. Narcissists, they have a really hard time loving people. Not saying that they're completely incapable of it, but they have a hard time loving people. More times than not, it's not that they love you. They love how you make them feel. They love what you can do for them. But love you to the point that they actually want to give the love that you give them back? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They lack that. They lack empathy. They have a very closed heart chakra. So you'll find yourself like, how can you not understand how you're hurting me? How can you not understand that I'm the one who's done XYZ? And they don't get it. They don't get it. Like, literally, your best bet with a narcissist is to just fucking run away. Like, get away. Honest to God. Tell me more, Spirit. And I understand you do have an option between some, like, another person too. But yeah, that's what's so messed up about the narcissist and empath paradigm. Like I said, you do fit together like a puzzle piece. And the reason why you fit together like a puzzle piece, because you are the giver, empath, you're the giver, and the narcissist is the taker. So naturally, you actually empaths like to give too. That's the thing. If you're empath, I feel like the codependency is actually both ways. I think you guys are both codependent, honestly. But meaning like you both kind of use relationships or your the people you deal with, they do kind of validate you to an extent. I feel like you guys both probably have a fear of abandonment and rejection and whatever. But it fits together so nice like a puzzle piece, because the part you play is the part they need. But the problem is, when an empath will suck you, they're like empaths are kind of they're really energy vampires. So they will suck you dry and literally ghost you and run off to somebody else. Like, they will suck you dry. You'll call them on they shit. They will ghost you and run off to somebody else. I'm just going to keep it real. They're very, don't get me wrong, they're very charming. They're all that. But like I said, I do feel like I'm talking to a masculine just because divine feminine came up. And you do have an option between another person. Like, you can either mess with the girl with the snake, or a divine feminine, which is your divine counterpart. Ego death. Yeah, you're absolutely going through a spiritual awakening, because when you go through a spiritual awakening, this is actually the phases of it. You go through an ego death, which activates a dark night of the soul. It's just the order ain't in order. The order is not how it goes, but a spiritual awakening will lead to an ego death and a dark night of the soul. And that's what this relationship brought you. Please understand, like, I know, like, sometimes we'll be so hard on ourselves, like, why? Like, why would, with all the stuff I've been through, why would somebody why would the universe or whoever or God align me with this person? Because there's something that you were supposed to learn about yourself. And more times than not, when it comes to the empath and narcissist paradigm, with the lesson that you're supposed to get out of the situation, it's much bigger than, okay, I'm just going to know not to ignore the red flags next time. It's so much deeper than that. The lesson is, you have to learn to not give your power away so easily to someone who cannot reciprocate that energy. I don't give a fuck how much you love them. The lesson is, we need to go back to childhood and figure, like, almost everything, a lot of the shit that people's carrying, especially when it comes to codependency and narcissism, these are just people that have really, really deep childhood wounds that they haven't healed from. But the messed up part about the narcissist versus the empath, the codependent narcissist versus the codependent empath, is that the codependent empath has the capacity to see that something is wrong with them. The empath lacks that. The empath can literally be in a million relationships that end the same exact way and still don't see themselves as the common denominator. And they typically can't, because they just, more times than not, they just they distract themselves with another person. Like, they don't even spend the time to sit in their energy to figure out, like, damn, well, I miss this person, or I really fucked up, or no, because before you know it, they're already with somebody else. So they don't even get to take the time to feel to feel anything. They don't really feel much of anything, honestly. So yeah, it says unexpected message. So you may be getting an unexpected message from somebody. It may be, ooh, meaningful coincidence. So maybe this, the meaningful coincidence, maybe you'll start to think of, and this can be whoever, like maybe you might get to thinking about the narcissist that you were dealing with, and then they kind of send you an unexpected message. Or you could possibly start thinking about this divine feminine, and end up getting an unexpected message from them. Whoever this person is, this someone that likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, wants to date. Whoever this person is, you might end up getting a oh, so this separation card where it says sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. I think that's you. That's your energy. Tell me more, Spirit. Or maybe there was a point in time where you had a choice between the divine feminine and this narcissist, and you ended up choosing a narcissist. And maybe the divine feminine is the one who's missing you. It's possible. I don't know. Flip, like I'm saying, flip and switch. I always like to give, if it comes to me, I'm just going to give you the storyline, and that way it can apply to, you can just fit it to how it applies to your situation, because it might apply to one Leo and not the other. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more about Leos right now. I'm taking it. Okay, it says inner strength. Yeah, so it took a lot of inner strength for you to walk away from this situation. Or if you haven't already, it's going to take a lot of inner strength for you to walk away from this situation. Tell me more. Third party interference. Good old narcissist. Narcissist, like I said, narcissist ain't never alone. Like, narcissists don't never not have another person. There's always another person. Like, and maybe that's why this ended. But third party interference came up. I was already talking about it. So yeah, I think that's my confirmation. If there was a third party interference, that means that you guys broke up. And they're dealing with the person, like, because they were already if they were dealing with the person while y'all was together, they definitely dealing with it while y'all breaking up. So, tell me more, Spirit. Yeah. But the good thing is that you have met your divine counterpart. So it's not like you do have some healing you need to do. Open up. Open up. Right up under I like you. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's somebody you need to open up to. I feel like it's probably this divine feminine energy that I'm getting. Tell me more, Spirit. Spring. Okay, so maybe spring is significant to you. Maybe this is when you're going to get this meaningful coincidence and unexpected message from who I believe to be the divine feminine, possibly. Tell me more, Spirit. Good luck. Okay, so I feel like the spring is going to bring you a lot of good luck. Anything else, Spirit? God, everything keep falling. Says chaser. I said that though. I really had a strong feeling that you were typically the chaser in this situation more times than not. Like, I mean, if, like I said, if you're dealing with a narcissist, an empath situation, you're typically, as empaths, we're typically the chaser. And a narc is typically the runner. Like, it's just what it is. That's just what it is. Because we feel empathy. And we feel for people. And we want to make excuses for people. And we just want to love people. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. What else? What else? Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. Actually, I'm about to wrap it up in a second. Let's see. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, but definitely please look up narcissism. Because I think people be sleeping on exactly what that entails. Like, I know I personally did. Because I'm like, okay, he's an art. Like, you just think, like somebody who's, I don't know. I downplayed the hell out of narcissism. Until I really looked into it and I damn near cried. I was like, bro. Everything, like every trait of a narcissist is what I was dealing with. I said, ain't that about a bitch? And I've been sitting here being hard on myself, not understanding while inner child healing. I said that. Inner child healing and I feel like the reason why inner child healing is so, while you're going through this dark night of the soul and this ego death, inner child healing is very, very much so important for you, because that is what drew you to this person in the first place. That is what's kept you attached to this person in the first place. Pouring all this love and emotion into somebody who would not reciprocate it. Because you have some inner child healing. It's very possible that in your childhood, that maybe the relationship that you had with your mother or your father, that it was always a situation where you felt like you were just you just wanted to be loved back. See, the thing is about, like, people that hold childhood wounds, a lot of times we feel like, okay, because I'm 30 something years old, that I don't have childhood wounds. Time does not heal all wounds. It's about what you've done in that time that heals those wounds. So if you haven't really ever come to the realization, like, I really got some stuff I need to heal, I have some things I really need to address, then you're going to carry that with you, and you're going to figure out that you need to heal those inner child wounds when you get into a romantic relationship, which is why I was saying we actually need bad relationships. As fucked up as it sounds, bad relationships are needed. Half the stuff I know about myself, which brought me to my spiritual awakening, my ego death, and my dark night of the soul, that's helped me align with the highest version of myself, would have never came from a peaceful, happy relationship. I had to be hurt. Sometimes we got to be knocked the hell down. I don't know if y'all know the saying, like, what breaks your heart will give you vision. It's needed. It's sad. It's fucked up, but it's needed. Bad relationships are absolutely needed, because the reality of the situation, our first experience to love is the love that we have with our parents. So if there is anything off balance, and you didn't have to even have a situation where it was like extremely abusive. You didn't have to be physically abused, emotionally abused, or sexually abused or anything like that to actually have childhood traumas. You could have just not had anybody be emotionally available for you, and you carry that into your adulthood. As a community, a large majority of us need to do inner child healing. And we don't realize that until we get into relationships. You're supposed to get into these relationships to trigger you. And as crazy as it may sound, like, I hate to say it, but the people we attract are actually a reflection of us. Now, they might not be so much of a reflection like, okay, well, but they're a cheater and I'm not a cheater, or they steal from people and I would never steal from nobody. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that the actual action you guys have in common, but this person is a cheater because they lack self-confidence and self-worth. That's something you also have in yourself. Your vice is just different. How you express your lack of self-worth and your lack of confidence or your abandonment issues is different than how this person expresses it, but you guys share the same trauma. You understand what I'm saying? Narcissists are actually people who have been hurt in childhood. It's just like you can go either way. Like you can go either way with it. Like it can either be a situation that turns you into a very empathetic person, and it's like I would never want anybody to feel like this again. Or it can turn you into a person that builds this armor up so tough, so heavy around yourself that now you're numb. Now you've built such a barrier around your heart, it's not open. And it can get in with the narcissism, it can get really bad. They can spend their whole life that way if they don't come to a realization. And the reality is you can't push them into that. They have to want to do that on their own. And like I said, what's messed up about with narcissists is they have a very grandiose like personality. They don't see much wrong with themselves. Even though they have their ego and is about this big, they have fragile egos. They are very, very insecure, and they lack a lot of self-worth. They don't think they kind of don't feel like there's anything wrong with them. Like you can sit there and say to them like you don't like you're insecure as hell, like you can't never be alone, and it can make all the sense in the world, and I'll still be like, yeah, but I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just they don't. I don't know, but inner child healing is very, very much so important. And it just to give you some tips as to how to do it, because I'm also somebody who's working on inner child healing or has been. We all have 7 chakras. The chakra where we store our childhood trauma, the chakras that you need to focus on clearing, activating, and removing blockages from. When it comes to childhood wounds, is your root chakra, your very, very first chakra. And honestly, it's going to be all of your chakras, but your focal point is going to be your root chakra and your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakra. Honestly, it's those bottom chakras that are very, very important. But the reason why I say do all the chakras is your root chakra, that's the root. So if the roots is weak, then every other chakra on top of that is going to be weak as well. So you need a serious chakra alignment. I would say to go to YouTube, look up root chakra yoga, root chakra meditation, sacral chakra yoga, sacral chakra meditation. If you want like some like in-depth ways to really help you get through it, you can I'll leave my information in the description box so you can reach out to me, and I'll just walk you through it, because I'm somebody who's going through it as well. There is different mantras, different things that you can chant that opens those chakras up, and you'll be amazed at what emotions come up. 4242 on the timer. I know those numbers may be significant to you. You'll be amazed at what emotions come up. Also, something that I did that was very beneficial. I never really knew how much trauma I carried from my childhood until I wrote a letter to my inner child. I was bawling. It was the saddest. Man, it was such a sad experience. It was so sad. Like, I was broke. I was like, yo, that little girl was really broken. That little girl really felt like alone and lost and not loved and not seen and just out of place. No guidance, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Writing a letter to your inner child can be a very emotional feeling. You want to acknowledge your inner child because it's in there. But inner child healing is very much so important. Let's see what else comes out. I ain't doing nobody else's reading today. I just can't seem to do a short reading, y'all. And too much comes out. I don't really want to take it because it fell face down. But it says fear and anxiety. And you know what? The fear and anxiety can be the ego death and the dark night of the soul. When you're in the dark night of the soul, it can feel like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, like, y'all, like, on a real serious tip, spiritual awakenings can be very much so traumatic to the nervous system, to the body. There are people who've actually committed suicide during a spiritual awakening because they can't understand this dark night of the soul feeling. They're not understanding that what's happening is their ego's just dying. What's happening is a good thing. Spiritual awakening ain't supposed to be easy. What I'm gonna link it in the description box because it's going to be so beneficial to you. Her name is Christina Lopes. I love this woman. I know for a fact that my divine ancestors and my guardian angels specifically line me up with her because she literally walks you through the phases of a spiritual awakening. People just feel like spiritual awakenings are just spiritual awakening. They don't really realize there are stages of this, and there are stages that are not happy and cheerful. There are stages that are very dark. But understand that you just got to get through it. The more you resist it, the longer it lasts. Because the thing is, with a spiritual awakening, once you're woke, you can't go back to sleep. That's just what it is. You can't be like, no, I just want to go back into my ego and just live in 3D. You can't do it anymore. It's too late. You're already woke. You can't go back to sleep. So, with that being said, you have to surrender. Let yourself feel what you're feeling. And don't be hard on yourself about it because you are going through a spiritual awakening. Your ego is dying. It feels like you're mourning a death because you actually are. You're mourning a part of yourself that no longer serves you. You're mourning a part of yourself that no longer aligns with you. So it does feel like a death. It's a death within yourself, but a good one. Okay? But I'm gonna link her. I'm gonna link that in the description box because, oh my God, life-changing. Okay? Like life-changing. Anything else, Spirit? I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I done ranted enough. I done said enough. And I think the deck is getting quiet on me for a reason. Okay. It says epiphany. So yeah, you're going to come to a real epiphany about why you were aligned, why you were put in this relationship in the first place, and maybe even possibly the person that is actually meant for you. Because I do just have a strong feeling that I'm speaking to a group of people who may intuitively know, like even if your ego self doesn't know who's best fit for you, your higher self knows who is, like your soul knows. And that may be the epiphany after you come out of this spiritual awakening. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop with this here. It's deep, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to make a read. I don't know how, like certain readers, it'd be short, sweet, and simple. I can't manage to do it. Spirit be moving through me. I know there's certain things that people have to hear. And what's so crazy is, like, for me, I'm just a person who has been through a lot in my lifetime. From childhood, even into my adulthood, I have been through the works. But, so certain things that I'm telling y'all, I'm talking to myself too. Like, I'm talking to y'all and to myself. I just let God, I let my ancestors use me as a catalyst, as a vessel, to get these messages across. I genuinely feel like my purpose on this earth was to experience some of the darkest of times, still keep this beautiful heart of gold, because even with everything that I went through, I've seen less turn people cold. Way less turn people cold. I still managed to be love, light, healing, wanting to see people be the greatest version of themselves, wanting to see people happily in love, even if I'm not. I know I have a purpose. I know my purpose is to experience things, keep this beautiful soul that I have, and share my experience to help people out of the darkness. Okay, but let's wrap this up. We about to change up the pace because it was a little deep, y'all. It was deep. Sorry. You know, I just got to go off the energy. Just gotta go off the energy, but we gonna get some messages from your spirit guys, see what they want to tell you or whatever. I feel like I don't want to do this deck though. I feel like I kind of want to do a fun one, but I feel like that might take too long. So, let me do these. All right, divine spirit guides, angels, ancestors, cosmic family of the brightest love, light, healing, and prosperity. Please allow me to tap into the energy of Leo's divine spirit guides, angels, guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors, and cosmic family. What is it that they want them to know at this time? What information do they want them to leave this reading with? Please block out any interferences as I get these messages across, and please just protect my space. Any evil eye being sent my way or to the way of my viewers, please return it back to sender magnified and bind it to them. Make sure y'all doing y'all return to senders, yeah, for real. Return to senders. It could just be like throughout the day. And also be very mindful of the ancestors that you call on. Like, I've been doing readings for quite some time, and I used to just be like ancestors, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. And we gotta understand all of our ancestors was not good people. Some of them were murderers. Some of them were rapists. Some of them actually were dark witches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And warlocks, dark witches and warlocks. Some of them signed contracts with the devil, like the same way. And it seems so far-fetched. It can seem so far-fetched to you, especially when you're somebody who's of love and light like myself. It can seem far-fetched, but there can't be dark without light. Like there's sides. There's just two sides. That's just what it is to it. Like that's just what it is to it. So be very specific when you're calling on the guidance of your ancestors. Make sure you are calling on your divine answers that have your greatest intentions at heart. Your highest intentions at heart, okay? I know why Spirit told me to say that. Because I feel like I'm speaking to a group of people who do try to connect with their past loved ones. And just be specific as the ones that you're asking for. Alright. Messages for my Leos. What is it that their divine ancestors, spirit guides, want them to know at this time? That have their greatest intentions at heart? No, ma'am. Too many cards. It was already longer than I expected it to be. I just can't do a short read. I try. Then my crystals is charged up and the moonlight, so you know, spirit's really moving. It says summer, bask in the joy and light. So summer is looking really good. Spring is going to bring you some real realizations, and then summer is going to look amazing. Anything else? Drum. Dream and journey. Okay, let's take it. So I need to put my glasses on for this or not? I ain't going to do it. Let's see. Summer. So it says, rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light, into manifestation. Summer has always been recognized as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom, animals are enjoying the freedom of the wild summer days and nights, and people are taking holidays, basking in sunshine and being lifted energetically by the light and warmth. This is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Light has come to banish the darkness. Clarity is arriving too. We got that card earlier too about some clarity coming. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy the moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There's a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is inspiration directly from the divine. When the summer card arrives in the future position of a spread or is the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. I did need my glasses, y'all. So for the next one, I'm going to pull them out. I ain't get these things for nothing. All right. And then the last one is going to be the drum card. I have not showed y'all cards all day. Summer and drum. It says dream and journey. All right, so journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. So any answers that you need, any clarity that you need, it is not going to come from an outside source. It's going to come from you going within. All right, so it says journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path, then follow the guidance. In shamanic traditions in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and 8, meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. Oh, okay, cool. I did see something like earlier, vivid dreams. So maybe you're a person who has lucid dreams where you get messages through your dreams. It says, when the drum card appears in a reading, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision into reality. You are very connected to other worlds at this time, and the wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surround you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. And that's the thing. You may have been in this relationship and just not been looking through it. Like I said, what breaks your heart brings you vision. So you probably been looking through rose-tinted glasses for quite some time to not really see clearly the type of person that you were dealing with. And then now you're coming to the situation where maybe you do realize the person that you're dealing with, and now you're just coming to the realization of why you had to meet this person. Okay, it says, the drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination, but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams come true. Know it and live it. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So, Leo, this has been your reading. I'm going to make sure I link this information in the description box. At least I'm going to try to do it immediately. Like, it's going to take some time for this video to load, and I'm probably about to lay it down. So if I don't do it, it's 1:29 a.m. So if I don't do it within the next couple hours, I'll probably just do it first thing in the morning when I get up. But yeah, just hold tight for that, and make sure you tap back in with me later to check the description box so you can get these tips as to how you can actually get through this spiritual awakening, because it can be a really, really dark time, and I just don't want it to overwhelm you or consume you. I want you to understand what it is that you're going through, okay? I love you all. Peace and blessings. Like, comment, and subscribe. That is just a beautiful way for you to donate your energy and your love back to me for the love that I've been able to share with you. Peace, peace, peace.